Welcome to Hoagie Time, everybody.
All right.
How are you?
Yeah, get in there.
F-Dog, what's happening?
Dude. Feeling great, man. And it's good to be here with you and the fucking lovable teddy bear over there, Mr. H.T. O'Hagan. Mr. Producer.
He does look like a teddy bear.
Just coming from the Red Lantern. I
Really?
left the house a little bit early tonight.
You got a wicked bruise. Do that again.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah,
fight.
check it out.
Fist fight this weekend?
Look. There. Oh, it's visible there, too.
Yeah, dude. That's a fist fight.
It's not a fist fight.
Okay.
What happened was I was walking down the stairs from the kitchen to the basement. Our house was built in the 40s, all original construction. And one of the steps kind of broke. I didn't put my foot through it, but the end cap of it kind of fell off. And I slipped and went down.
Well, you're okay.
The bruise isn't... Yeah. It didn't even register, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a strong dude.
You've been on the football field.
I'm a strong dude. Yeah, I've experienced on the football field.
Yeah.
And pain truly don't hurt.
Nah.
Pain don't hurt. You know,
Didn't you have like an old Facebook quote or something that pain don't matter, or pain
don't hurt.
Pain don't hurt. That's
it's a homage to Patrick Swayze and Roadhouse.
That's right. I knew you had
and real ones everywhere know that.
So Red Lantern, huh? Just tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
So let me just so what happened was I fell and it didn't hurt, of course. You know, whatever, no big deal. But the first thing I thought was better me than the wife or one of my children. I'll take it all day long. Wow. And it'll just beat off me like water.
that's
off a waxed car.
That's a father right there.
Yo,
father,
you already know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Red Lantern tonight. Stop by. I left the house a little bit early tonight. I had a few minutes to kill. I figured let's pop in. I haven't, just to go in there without being a paid performer.
Right.
It's been a while, but stopped right in. Big shout out to Mike Stauffer, Dan Kubler. Yeah, I ran into some friends. There's always a familiar face in the bars around here.
It really is. That's awesome. You anywhere this weekend, Hef-Dog? Can we expect you anywhere?
Ooh, I should have done my homework. I'm still at Barnaby's on Sundays. I may or may not have a Friday or Saturday this week.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I only have one, so I can do mine right now. I am at Barnaby's in Westchester on Sunday, 4 to 8. So if anybody's around, I'll be there for an afternoon set, which is, a rare little set at Barnaby's Westchester, but it's a great one, outdoor.
I like that a lot. That's a good gig.
Yeah.
You threw me a couple. I've got one coming up at the end of the month, I believe.
Right. Friday, right?
Dude, it could be Friday. I'm really not sure.
Or I just meant like a Friday. They're usually on
Fridays from 5 to 8. And,
So,
and my phone's still in my car. I just was in such a rush to get up here and
so,
just kick science with you guys.
Yeah, so that's where I'll be this week. So check it out. Barnaby's, Westchester, 4 to 8. For Saturday, I got a private, but that just means you guys can't come. But if you can find a way to get in, I support that as well.
So. Yeah, whatever it takes. Hey, you know me, big sports guy, right? First and foremost. Took my boy to the Eagles' first preseason game on Friday.
I saw that. How was it? Did you find anything to do?
Dude, it was amazing.
Yeah?
It was amazing. And let me just, for those that don't know me, let me just give a little bit of background. So, I haven't been to any Eagles games before, and super casual fan.
Ever?
Once.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Steve Kozak.
Okay.
I went to one of the games when the link was brand new as a novelty.
Wow,
but we're talking 2005 or 6.
Absolutely.
And we pre-gamed.
Sure. So you haven't been down there a lot for Eagles?
Not at all, dude.
So
Did
new.
one game before, barely remember.
Right.
Except I know the Bear Steve Kozak brought me, so shout out Steve Kozak. Yeah, haven't been in a while.
Right.
And now, just trying to be the cool dad, the good dad for my boy. And had the opportunity to take him down, met up with some friends in the parking lot ahead of time.
Nice.
Shout out Mike McKnight, Laura McKnight, Justin Call,
So,
Chewy Ryan.
how is it down there? Like, is it like
phenomenal, dude?
The full like a regular, obviously not regular season game, but it's a full house, packed house.
No, not at all.
Okay.
If you're out there and you've got kids and you want to take them to an Eagles game and not worry about getting like purposely thrown up on or like getting in the middle of a fight by dudes that are taking it too seriously.
The tickets are reasonable for preseason, right? Like,
I mean, you could probably find them free. However, where they gay is parking.
Oh, right.
Would you believe it was $45 to park?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. So, like, even if you're getting free tickets, even $45 to park, that's predatory. I'm not down with that at all.
It's horrible. Like,
horrible, dude.
$45, man.
But the best time, our actual tickets were for the upper level, but, like, it's so great because it's a preseason game, and it's the first preseason game at that.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of open seats, and we were maybe, like, 10 rows from the field.
Yeah.
And, like, if someone comes down, hey, these are our seats, cool, we'll move. And we had to move once, but no big deal. We just moved to the 50-yard line.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you're looking for an Eagles experience, without all the baggage that Philadelphia is known for.
Yeah. And the
first preseason game is it.
The boy loved it?
Loved it. And I loved it too.
Yeah.
And let me say this now on the podcast.
This is good.
In the past,
exclusive.
Yo, dude. In the past, I've kind of been like, like you guys are way too into this.
Right.
Who cares? And of course, the Delco and me is like, yeah, they're not paying my bills. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I get it. That was exciting. And if that was the first preseason game, I can only imagine a regular season game.
Oh my God, yeah.
The seats are good enough where you're on top of the action.
Oh yeah.
And I can see how you form a bond with the team.
Yeah, it's so cool. I went.
I'm up for it.
2 or 3 years.
I'm in.
2 or 3 years ago, I went, and it was my girlfriend and her son and me. $1,000. It was $1,000 for the whole day. Not even before the food and like sodas and all that stuff. The tickets and the parking. So it's just like it's almost like the taste is so bad in my mouth. Like I can't do it again. Like I did it because it was the boy and all that. But like no, the way to go is preseason. You still they get all the cool stuff. They don't know the difference anyway. They just see cool stuff in it. Yeah, dude. I dropped a nut on that, and like now I got a bad taste in my mouth. Unless I have a ticket bought for me, I don't know if I'm.
Let's be serious. The way to do it is watch it on TV.
Oh, absolutely. No game translates like the NFL to TV. Like every other, it's better on TV. They got the cameras in every angle. Yeah. Like you go there, you see spots running around the field. You have no idea what's going on. You watch the big screen the whole time.
Like a Phillies game is constantly on TV in the background in the summertime.
Yeah, dude.
And then you forget, if you haven't been to a game in a while, you forget how electrifying that is.
Yeah.
It's a live game.
Yes.
It's a live atmosphere.
Yeah.
But you just get so used to the Phils being on in the background, or baseball for that matter. Like that is a live thing where you feel the energy. Right. Football is better on TV.
Absolutely.
But not to contradict myself, but I did get a taste of the electricity.
Yeah.
Even though it was the first preseason game, and I get it, dude.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, and it's true. Like games like basketball and hockey, you got to be there because you're right on top of the ice or the court. But like football especially, oh my God, they got it right with the cameras and stuff. On Sunday, like what do they call it? The Sunday Pass or whatever the hell it is.
Red Zone?
Red Zone.
Yeah.
They got that going. I'm like, man, they got every angle down. This is cool. That's cool as can be. So that was Thursday night?
That was Friday night.
Friday night.
Kicking
awesome,
the weekend
man.
off.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal,
and boy,
dude.
That's a good memory, man. That's something that, that sticks with them.
But super predatory how it's $45 to park. I don't think it's $45 regular season. I think that they are... It's $60 to park during the regular season.
$60? Wow. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I was going to say
$60 to park.
I was going to say absolutely $45. Why would it go to $60?
Dallas is $125, I hear, because I talk to sports people all over the country, Mike. Mm-hmm. You know how plugged in I am to the scene.
Jesus Christ, man. That's
it's predatory.
Yeah. That same game I went to 2 or 3 years ago, I guess 2 or 3. Ended up getting an Uber. Uber there was fine. The Uber on the way home was 3 times the charge. It was like $180. And I just started dating her, my girlfriend that she became. My phone dies just as like the Uber comes. And I'm like, I swear. I'm like, I have no charger, no nothing. I'm like, just pay for this. I'll give you the money right away. And I did, but like I went over I got the cash on the way home. She's like, you didn't have to do all this. I'm like, no, I did. I had to. It was my treat. But yeah, it went up because of Uber. If it's super popular, it'll just go up and up or whatever.
And who's in that business? Is it the venue that owns the parking, or is it separate? That's wild.
It's the parking. Yeah, because like.
And do the Native Americans get a cut?
We just gave them the casinos in the land.
Unless the Native Americans get a cut, it's bullshit. You don't own that land.
The Iroquois did. The Iroquois were on
the Blackfoot Indians.
Yeah. So the Eagles own the KNL lot, yeah, because then there's that lot in the back that is, the
Jetro.
Jetro owns that, and that's probably where they make a killing on. They probably
we partied in the D lot on Friday.
So
D-lot.
There was still a lot of people down there. It was pretty cool.
It wasn't jam packed,
right?
But it was probably at like a 55-60%. Whatever, and it was cool enough where it wasn't that it was crowded,
right?
To where there was a vibe and it was fun, but it wasn't cutthroat.
Awesome.
There certainly wasn't, people fighting. Yo,
yeah,
shout out. Yay.
Fan, probably.
Fans.
So this weekend, that was awesome. That was a good Friday for you, huh?
It was a great Friday for me.
Nice, man.
And then what happened Saturday? I'm trying to think what happened Saturday. I I almost came out to your gig at Saxers.
I know, and I didn't see you.
Yeah, you know what I did? I was super responsible on Saturday.
Okay.
I was super responsible. I was about to meet Izzy. Hey, shout out Izzy. Andrew Izzy. I was about to meet him at your gig, and the last minute there was a fork in the road, figuratively speaking, where I could have went out and really supported my homie,
right,
and really partied, or I could have conservatively went to sleep.
And you're proud of this?
No, but that's the way I went. It worked out well. I woke up Sunday morning like, oh, that was a good call. But yeah.
So son, oh God, all right.
Once you hit age 70,
yeah,
Mike,
you're so happy about how you felt Sunday when you woke up.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we've all felt so bad about ourselves on certain Sunday mornings where when you feel good about yourself on Sunday, it's a celebration.
Yeah.
Especially around here where we drink way more than Indian reservations do.
Absolutely, we do. Yeah, Saturday was good though. Like it was crowded, young kids, so But Sunday, I had another gig, Tavola's. But I think you know what I found again? I rediscovered this weekend, Bumble, the dating app.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I've been on it before, right? Like,
no, there's several.
There's several, and there's levels of like trashiness and like which ones are the acceptable ones, and which one you'll actually find people who are just like. Sluts that aren't they're made up, and they're half naked.
I'm gonna listen and I don't know anything about this world.
It's kind of like the way it goes now. Like so, for a while, like the last 6 months, it just wasn't. I wasn't ready for it. Like if I met organically, that's the way it go. I would have been fine. But but now I'm like, you know what, I have my own place. Like it's time again.
You're winning foot races these days. I mean, your stock is going way up.
Go back to episode 1, but this is so finally I go back. I set up a profile, and and I set it up, and all's good. And then the next couple hours or so, I'm getting a couple likes, and it's like it's good for your spirit. Like I'm like, okay, this is nobody that would knock your socks off, but like it's the first day.
So, you ain't a beauty, but hey, you're all right.
You ain't a beauty, but hey, you're all right. So I find I wake up Sunday morning. It's like, for whatever reason, I wake up at like 5 a.m. And and then this one, she's really pretty. She starts like messaging me like, you're up and early. And I'm like, she's like, are you coming in from last night? Or are you coming? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm just.
Oh, this is in real time at 5 a.m.
This is real time, yeah, 5 a.m. So I'm thinking, I'm like,
red flag.
Red flag. And I'm looking at her, and she's like, I'm really into working out and all that kind of stuff.
Math,
and she's like, I'm
going
going
for 4 days.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm going to the gym now. I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever. And right away, she says, here's my cell phone number. Like on those dating apps, that's how you know, like you got to get it off that dating app is quicker, or it's just going to be in limbo and linger. So the quicker you can get, a little conversation, be like, hey, here's my cell. Let's do this through text message. The better chance you have.
So was that the move to move it to cell? Because immediately, and I'm not schooled on this, but I'm like, oh, move it to cell phone. Is she doing that to like? Shouldn't you earn that more?
No,
sorry. Go ahead.
It's more like the minute you get it there, the more you can talk like friends. It doesn't feel as cringy, like you're talking to a total stranger out there, So it's this is like within a half hour, 45 minutes. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm checking our pictures again, but I get this vibe from her, like something's off. Obviously, it's before 6 a.m. We're having a full conversation.
Yeah, there's a lot off.
So I give her my number, or I get hers, and I start texting her, and we're texting her. Then all of a sudden, like texting all good, my phone rings from her number, and it's like before 7 a.m. And I'm like, so I don't answer it. I'm like, that's weird.
It could be 7 p.m. and a phone call is a red flag these days.
And I got it, and I look, and I call, and I don't call. I text her back like, was that your number that just called? It's like, it's probably a butt dialing. Oh, cool. Like, you might be normal. Minute or two later, she calls again. I'm like, oh my God. So I call, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? It's like before 7. It's like, oh, nothing, just on my way to the gym. And she's like, she starts explaining like all the things like that she wants in life, and all like she's like, it doesn't matter if someone does, if you drink or anything, but I just don't, because I have enough energy without it. And I'm letting her go, exactly, eventually. But like, I'm looking at her picture. I'm like, okay, I'm already lying. Like, I'm like, I'm immediately lying to the girl, saying like, yeah, I don't really drink. I just, I have before, but like, I don't really. It's not a big part of my life.
Jesus.
So she's like, oh, good, this is going really good. Maybe can I call? Right away, she's like, can I call you after the gym? I'm looking at my phone. I'm in bed. It's before 7 a.m. and she wants to call me at 8. Like we've known each other. Like we just met on a computer chat screen, like on your phone.
That's already a high level of cling, dude.
I know. So like a half hour, I'm thinking like, all right, she's going to get her workout in, and I Boom, it rings on the hour. Like the next time, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, this girl's got some spunk. And I'm looking at her. I see her 6 pictures, and she's talking, and she's funny. And she's saying funny stuff and all that. And then she's like, well, like, how about we meet somewhere? Or I tell her about my gig at Saxers that you were going to go to. She says,
well, I'm an artist, and I'm performing later.
She's like, well, maybe I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm there from 8 to 12. And I let her know, like, it's kind of like, because I'm like thinking right away, oh, she'll see I'm drinking there. Already I'm thinking about me getting in trouble. So I'm like, oh, now I can't drink. So I said, sure. And then I get away. And then I start looking at her pictures, and I get the vibe from her. And because she's a pretty girl, I'm like, there's something on. And because I've been through a few, like all types. And I see.
I love how there's like investigative work where you're like, maybe there's something. Dude, there's something wrong right away.
Because, right away I knew that, but I'm thinking why. So I look at the 6 pictures and I see. I'm like, oh, I get it. I get it now. She had gastric bypass. Yeah, because I can tell her face is super tight and in shape, and explained everything, right? And I'm looking, I'm like, see the one? And I'm like, where's the bottom half photo? They don't exist. Everything's top, and how tight in her arm. I'm like, okay, I'm like, something's off here. Then finally, I squirrel out of her last name, and then I get on social media, and I see it, I'm like, oh, I get it. Then she calls me back, so I have this in the back of my head. I'm like, I'm pretty sure. Then she gets into it, how like, she used to be a heavy girl and all that. And I'm like, oh, man. I'm
shout out heavy girls everywhere.
Shout out heavy girls everywhere. But I'm like, okay. I'm like, I knew it was. There's a reason why you go to the gym every day and you're not drinking. You were probably funner like before. So it got to the point where she's like, all right, well, how about we take a walk tomorrow? I'll come, but tomorrow, let's plan tomorrow morning. Like, 7, 8 a.m. We'll take a walk. That way we're at some place, and if we don't like each other, we can just leave. I mean, it sounds cool. I'm like, yeah, there's this John Hines around where I live.
Is she a Delco girl? Because that's a super foreign approach. Of course she's not.
Washington Township.
Let's go for a walk tomorrow morning.
Yes.
It's completely foreign to Delco.
Foreign, but I was all, and then finally I said, yeah, sure, absolutely. And then I said, John Hines. Then she starts texting a little more and more, and I'm not answering. And then when I'm at my gig at Saxers, she's like, so are we on tomorrow? I'm like, my sound guy didn't show up for the gig. Things are going a little bit late. And she's like,
you have a production staff.
Exactly. And then she's like, thanks for letting me know. And then right away she knew. And like the next morning I went back to her page, and she's a whole new like bio. And in it is how like, she's, everything. This is what I'm interested in, but hey, no rush. If no rush, I'm not going to rush any. So she's obviously fixing her mistakes and saw how it went. Like she jumped all over me, and my insecurities like jumped back. Like sure, absolutely. Like yeah, we're dating now. And then right away, like when I realized, and she realized, like I haven't talked to her since. But that was that. And then by Sunday, my relationship's over. So I had like a 20-hour relationship. Yeah, I felt like I was in a relationship where like I had to like lie and like cover up shit up. So that's done. And then like today.
But shout out to everyone everywhere learning from their mistakes in real time.
She did.
And recorrecting course.
Yeah,
that's
the next day. She had a
high
whole
five
new bio
worthy.
saying, listen, let's take our time with this. The exact opposite of what she did to me. But then today
she's course correcting in real time.
Yeah,
and that's
today comes around, and I'm on there again, and this girl says, hey, how you doing? Like, and she's pretty. And I'm like, oh, she's from Ridley Park. And I'm like, I recognize this girl. I call one of my buddies, one of my dudes from Collingdale that I grew up with. I'm like, yo, is your side piece's name blank? He's like, yeah, why? I'm like, dude, she just matched me on Bumble and sent me a message like seeing what I was up to and all that stuff. He's like, what? He's like, I was just with her all weekend long. And I'm like, dude, I thought I was just going to say that. You're going to say,
how dare my side piece look for a side piece.
Exactly. Well, yeah, he's totally like that. He's got like 2 or 3. And right away I said, I wasn't going to say his name, but.
Dude, I was just going to say, you're definitely going to say his name in the next few minutes.
I said, dude, I'm like, I knew it was your side piece, but I didn't know. I thought you were going to say, yeah, and talk to her for a couple months. And I wasn't going to message her back or anything. He's like, dude, we had the best weekend of a relationship this past weekend. Like, I was really thinking about, like, like calling her and saying, let's do this for real and all that. And she knows I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't think she knows. She's like, she knows who you are. She's like, he's like, I'm so mad right now. I'm like, dude, that is not why I said this. I'm like, I thought you'd laugh it off and you'd be like, yeah, she's probably. They had like a great weekend with each other down the shore. They got in like a little minor dust up on Sunday.
The great weekend down the shore still included a dust up.
Yeah, a small dust up. He stayed down. She went home and she messaged me that.
We got matching Eagles floating calf tattoos.
I showed her
Went to a Back the Blue parade. It was fucking awesome, hands down.
I showed her him the message she wrote, and I sent a screenshot to him, and right now he's like fired up. By this point, he's probably talked to her and all that, but that's 2 days into getting this app again, so I think I might just get rid of it. But here's what I said earlier about how Let's
transition.
Yeah, it's not about. Obviously, I don't want to meet somebody on a site that I don't know. That's not the goal. But what it is, and this is like a few times in my life where I've had this, used the dating app, it's gotten me sharper. It's got the sport of it, got me talking to girls again, got me into having little week-long, day-long things. And in doing that, it got my mind on what it's like to be in that situation. And every time within a month or two, I found something organic. Like somebody I knew, like how you'd meet somebody in the past. Yeah. And it always helped. Having one or two there and got myself off the snide a little bit. And it made me always find something and kind of transition into something real with having that practice. So I think it is a good thing to have. I think it's good because it gets your head into it.
Everything is use it or lose it. Mm-hmm. Mental, physical. It's all use it or lose it. Yep. And whether you need to, and I mean... There was what's the movie? And I'm drawing a blank here, but it's
White Man Can't Jump.
Yes, great film.
Don't
great
tell Mom the babysitter's dead.
Yes, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's what I was going for. Thanks, Mike. But what's the movie where they're talking about where you're trying? 40-Year-Old Virgin, where he's talking about this girl that he likes, and you're like, no, you can't go straight for that girl.
Oh yeah.
You have to kind of knock down some pigs first.
It's
whatever,
true, dude.
And shout out to all beautiful females everywhere. We're not calling anyone a pig. We support empowerment and all that. But yeah, you just have to get your mentality working in a certain way.
Yes.
To dust the cobwebs off.
It's exactly.
Before we started this podcast, Mike, it had been a year or so since I've had a conversation with a friend, and I think maybe 5-6 weeks in, it finally feels normal again.
Yeah, kind of talking.
That wasn't a text chain.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's important for men, women, ever to get out and be human again. That's another thing. It's people think with dating apps and all that's so weird. Yes. In theory,
it's new.
It's new and it's
not
weird. But what it does is it dusts off the old cobweb. It shakes the cobwebs off to be a real person. So when you're out there and you run into Nicole that you've known from high school or whatever, you're sharper. You're not too into yourself to where you're not talking because you're quicker to give out. Hey, why don't you shoot me a text or whatever because you've been doing it with strangers for the last 2 months, and who knows? You might meet, I dated a girl off Bumble years ago that went for 2-3 months, and it was good because it was sport. She lived in Jersey. We'd go out. We'd go to restaurants over there. We'd hang out in her apartment. It made me kind of in the game again, and that's why, I was putting off doing it. I didn't feel like I was in that space, but it's all just practice for when the one comes around. The girl from the hometown that got a divorce, and she's looking for somebody to help out around
exercise.
Exercise. So that was this weekend, and so it all gets wrapped up with my buddies, and I met her before, and my buddy's side piece, and I said, "Yeah, dude, is this her?" And he's like, "Absolutely. Why?" And then I told him he's
protective over his side piece.
Oh, absolutely.
What an alpha.
Well, I mean,
he just watches over his flock.
You should
true
have
shepherd.
2 or 3 can be yours. After that, it's yo, dude,
He is a stable.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a serious relationship, so he's not doing anything wrong. He doesn't have a wife or a girlfriend, so he's 2 or 3. Yeah, so he's fine, but he just happens to juggle.
I'm not judging either way, but I had the impression that he had a
No. He just has
a
2
main
or 3.
Squeeze.
No, he has 2 or 3 that he likes to juggle time with, and they all know each other and call each other up, and yeah.
Must have a hog.
When I seen it, he wasn't happy about it, that was something I wasn't expecting. I was going to him say I'll salute, go do your thing, but no, he was just what? He's like, we were just down the shore this weekend.
A true shepherd's protective over every last you in the flock.
Yeah.
So whoever you do to the least of my people.
Yes, exactly.
That you do unto me.
So, yeah, it's all, like you said, it's use it or lose it. And it goes into every aspect.
Yeah, I'm pretty wise.
Yeah, every aspect of life. So
yeah, we use it or lose it. Speaking of which, I'm not, I joined Planet Fitness today.
Shut up.
I did, yeah. Yeah. So
why don't you just give me $100?
Yo, if nothing else, we're going to take you guys through a journey of self-growth on this podcast as well as bullshitting. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not a huge fan of people that talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be about it. I'm not going to talk about it. But that's on my mind.
The worst.
I went black card, of course. The
worst thing you can do is like not be a workout guy and post like something like that you worked out. Or
Cringe.
It's like, come on, dude.
I've been there too, but
you got to do this like month 4 or 5, like sometime, or take the private picture of day 1, then come out like month 4. And believe me, I'd be the first one to like and say, hey, pal, look how good you look. But if you do it like the first day, like
if you're like day 3 still grinding, I'm like, fuck, this is gonna drop off like a cliff in a week.
Yeah, you're searching for like. But did you really Planet Fitness, huh?
I did, yeah. I didn't even have to go to the location. I mean,
yeah. Well, you want the highest one,
dude. I was horizontal on the couch doing this. So like let's wait. And again, I'm gonna be about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'll just be about it. But yeah, I joined today.
Yeah.
And I was fucking horizontal while I did it.
So what? You did it.
But I did, and I went black card too. What?
Yeah, we're tough on ourselves, but like it's it's one step closer to $120 out of your pocket every year. But no, I meant like just going someplace to go for. I have a gym at my work, which has been my thing for a month, and I'm going to go. Haven't yet, but first things first.
We got to get matching tattoos on the small of our backs.
Oh my God. I don't have any. Do you have any tattoos?
No. My thing with tattoos has always been, and of course, you don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. But aside from that, any design or anything that I've liked enough to get a tattoo of, just get it on a T-shirt. Because when I was like 16, 17, and the Hoodlums was in full motherfucking phys act, I considered an upside-down Wu-Tang tattoo, so the W looked like an M for McGuire. Mm-hmm. And fucking thank God I didn't. I own a few Wu-Tang shirts.
Right. Mm-hmm. But
I can take them off and throw them in the hamper.
Yeah, I think it's more the person, I think tattoos look great on some people. And
totally.
Me, I think it wouldn't translate. It would be like, not really. But like some people, I couldn't imagine them without them. Like that skinny kind of scrawny thing. I think
well said.
Tattoos look great on those people. Big, strong, or that certain body type and the certain kind of person. Tattoo's great, but I couldn't really believe it. Me, I couldn't believe it.
Dude, well said.
I don't think I could. I mean, you probably have.
I don't dislike tattoos, and I've got plenty of friends with them that look awesome.
Yeah.
I think when you said it wouldn't translate,
yeah,
I think that's super accurate.
And when I see people with them, I think they look awesome. I just think at my age, I kind of missed the boat on it. Like, why if I got them now at 40?
Yeah, dude.
But at 20, you're in your 20s, kind of discovering stuff.
Just get a dangly earring if you want to have the midlife crisis.
Yeah, I'm not
skip the tattoo. Just get a dangly earring. You'd always fucking take it out.
I think people look cool shit with them. I just don't. I missed the boat. I missed the train. But there's nothing cooler than like a nice. I really
nothing cooler than a nice floating Notre Dame Fighting Irish on your calf.
I really like the straggle kind of the sleeve kind of things that aren't planned, not the ones that are perfectly like. But the guy that just has like Debbie here and like a like a guy with boxing gloves, like, but it's all meshed into like one thing. They're the coolest tattoos.
Yeah, shout out to all the guys about to turn 60 with a floating Bugs and Taz tattoo on their calf. Or the Fighting Irish or whatever. The old North Wildwood special. Shout out to all y'all.
There's a bunch of them, man. There's a bunch of them.
And it looks great.
Yeah.
This is not me.
Speaking of North Wildwood, have you been on the shore at all this summer?
Very, very little.
Yeah. I was
very little. I was down the shore last week for the day.
Okay.
I hung out with the kids a bit.
Oh, nice.
And just popped around a little bit. And with that said, I drove here today planning on making an announcement. And I think it's time, Mike. I think that's the transition here. Okay, yeah. Mike, crack mine too, because I'm feeling in a position of power right now. I'm feeling liberated that I'm going to make this announcement. Thanks, pal. You're the best, man. You're the best.
I'm excited for this.
All right, here's the main announcement. Anyone that knows me knows that I've been a summer guy. Like, hey, the summer is my season.
Right.
Me and Jack Johnson are synonymous. You think hot summer days and the ocean, people think have trees, right?
Right.
This summer's been so hot that I think it maybe was a little bit too hot to be enjoyable.
Okay.
I'm an autumn guy now. I'm an autumn guy now, and I don't care who knows it.
Steve was like, he wasn't ready for that punchline.
And I don't care who knows it. I'm not going to get the pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go that deep, but I think I'm a fall guy now.
I've always been a fall guy. It's great season. Autumn is the season because everyone's back from all that.
Yeah.
You can maybe put a sweatshirt
It's
on.
refreshing.
Yeah, everyone's the same size again.
Yeah.
Like doesn't matter.
You can hide it better.
Oh yeah. Put a little sweatshirt with
It's air conditioning.
It's air conditioning. There's football on, which is cool. Like the older I get, I'm like a rock.
And now I'm more of a football guy than I was even last week.
Exactly.
After going to the Birds.
You're gonna love this season.
Preseason open. Shout out Philadelphia Eagles.
So you don't anywhere Saturday.
I only have Barnaby's on Sunday, which has been fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't mean to make it seem like I only have Barnaby's. Barnaby's has been special this whole summer. Shout out Barnaby's Havertown.
And you're there, Memorial Day to Labor Day pretty much runs? Or when it gets hot?
It starts, it's never a set date.
Right.
It's like around Mother's Day, I guess. It's around April or May. Like whenever they know that it's going to be the first warm Sunday,
right,
and it's not a fluke and it's going to stay fairly warm, I start. But I'm done by week 1 of NFL.
You ever see at a gig, like I've seen this a few times, I can pick out when somebody's just meeting, especially with the advent of like online dating. I can tell when somebody's just meeting and they've never met before. Like I can tell people are on a first date. I can tell usually you can tell with the girl, like she's like, I can even tell because I've been playing so long and observant, if a girl has got a friend a couple tables over. Because that's a thing now, especially with online dating. I like this guy, but he could be a little weird. And they'll go out, and I can tell right away. The guy's always, if you have an inkling that a dude's weird, he's fucking weird, dude. Yeah. So I just seen one last week where it was a girl and a guy, and they're sitting there, and because as soon as the guy goes to the bathroom, she looks over, and the girl's over there, and they start texting back and forth. I'm like, oh, you girls, you dirty dogs, man. He couldn't even give the guy a poor guy a run. But I can tell right away. I can tell anniversaries. It's just it's crazy.
Because after a while, like, playing music and singing is just like throwing your turn signal on as you're driving. You don't think about it. It's a reflex and whatever.
Yeah.
But then you start to pick up on what's going on in the room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you pick up on all those idiosyncrasies. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I could for years. I mean, my parents would come out to see me. They'd be like, Mike, stop looking at the TV because I was gambling so much that I'd have money on like the baseball game or basketball game.
The kid likes action.
And I would streamline to the TV in the corner, and they're like, Mike, you're not even singing the rest of the songs. You're stopping halfway through. Like the songs end fast because you're watching the TV. They're like, stop it. I'm getting yelled at by my parents going to the gigs because I'm gambling in the middle.
Mikey likes the action.
It does.
Fuck yeah, dude. I can't wait for action this Eagles season. I'm way in now.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not gonna line my family up for a family portrait where we're all wearing Eagles jerseys.
Yeah, please don't.
I'm not there yet.
That's the.
I'll never be there.
Yeah.
I pledge to you right now, I will never be there.
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
I like that you're into it. I'm not really like the once I kind of get out of like it's just kind of the Eagles. Yeah, kind of watch them. I always wondered with my dad growing up. He barely watched, and he would come in and watch, and then go mow the lawn or something. I'm like, it's the Eagles on Sunday, like, and every other like white trash dad would be like, but my dad was always more, he wasn't like them, like he didn't need the Eagles and stuff. I feel like the older I got, I'm kind of the same way. I'm like, it's on.
I'll
take a nap,
them,
But some people still get in the jersey, like you said, the jerseys and stuff.
Yeah,
and like with the kids, I'm like, oh my god,
come on,
like you're giving this kid no chance.
Like you could have played for the Eagles, like any. Eagles alumni aren't posing with their family in Eagles jerseys for their Christmas card. So stop. Just because you love it and just because you get too fucked up on a Sunday and you shove your wife in front of the kids by the time the sun goes down.
But they're not pussies because they never online dated. They found their wife the right way.
Wow. Yeah. That's very insightful, Mike. You're so wise.
Thank you.
You can always tie it together.
Always tied it together. Yep. But
yeah, the Delco ME is always going to be like, yeah, they're not paying my bills. I don't give that much of a fuck. But I will say that the preseason game on Friday was electrifying.
That's awesome.
And I get it. Like I get the
well, in the future, if I can give you any advice today, don't ever take your family or anybody but you and maybe one other person, your son, to a game. To a regular season game. Because it's way too much money.
I'm out.
Yeah, it's way too much money.
I'm out. I'm not even going to entertain it.
Just get like Dairy Queen or something.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I've learned.
You can sit on your own couch. You can drink your own cold beers that aren't $11,000 a piece.
Right.
You don't have to like navigate through everyone looking to fight in the line of urinals.
And you can be laying down on your couch and sign up for Planet Fitness.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, Money Mike Barkley. Thank you for joining us, kids.
Peace.